Buenos dias, niños y niñas. Bet you didn't know I spoke Spanish. Well, I do. Anyway, yeah. The whole point of this video today was how everybody has their own story. A lot of times nowadays, especially, we aren't such good listeners because of social media, TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter. Our attention spans aren't one that people would stop to listen or pay attention and just sit with somebody and listen to their story. It's really interesting because up until I was 30 years old, I figure skated on and off. And one of my favorite figure skaters who was still competing at like age 58 or something like that. And now he just started doing videos on YouTube and kind of coaching tips, techniques for different moves. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, it's amazing. Like, I asked him a question because some of the terminology he was using was very like scientific. And I said, some of the stuff you're saying sounds kind of like you've had a physics background. And he comments back, yeah, I have a degree in physics. I was like, well, I wouldn't have guessed it. Like, I don't think anybody would have guessed it because he's a figure skater and he's got a physics degree. Oh my gosh, it's so cool in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, everybody has their story. And using figure skating as a segue, like I said, I used to skate from like age 8. Oh, hi, Cookie. Okay, you can stay with me and help me tell story, okay? She's the cuteness factor. So from like age 8 to age 30, I skated on and off. I skated throughout high school, and then at 18, when I got into college and had the horrific experience of being a biology major and struggling with that, I quit skating. And in fact, I also had a part-time job too. I had to quit that too. And I ended up not going back to it until age 29 when I finished graduate school. In my last semester of graduate school, both of my grandparents on my father's side passed away, and just made me realize, like, yeah, education is great and all, but I don't want to spend my whole life with my head stuck in textbooks and studying and stressed out and researching my brains out for a thesis that I have to do many corrections on. I decided, I want to live my life, and my love was always figure skating. And so I thought, okay, while I'm doing this, I'm gonna try to go further in because my doggy's stealing the show. It's okay, she's really the show in reality, isn't she? So anyway, I got back into skating. I took a group adult class. Holy mackerel. It was cold. I took an adult class, and it was really different. It was really different coming back to it because I had an entirely different body. The last time that I had skated at 18, I weighed around 100 pounds. And by age 29, I had worked out so much, did a lot of weight training, and bulked up to 140. And it's so much harder. The more you weigh, the harder it is to skate, because like when a skater spins or jumps, there's what's called centrifugal force. And that means that there's a force, like when you spin around, there's a force wanting to tear your arms apart and tear your legs apart. And so you have to be really strong in order to keep your arms together. 22 Olympic champion Nathan Chen, he had the most amazing arm position in the air. It was like perfect. He kind of like hugged himself, almost like just not even letting a centimeter, half a centimeter between, you know, his limbs, just completely tucked in. So that was something that I had to learn to get used to. A totally different body, but it was my therapy. I was a therapist, and being on the ice was my therapy. And it was so, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. It's so hard to describe the feeling that I had. Just stepping out onto the ice, it was like just this rush, this adrenaline rush. It just felt so good. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And then I started doing private lessons with the coach that did the group classes, and we got along really well. She was 4 or 5 years younger than I was, and we got along really well. Like we were actually friends, but she knew when to like cut the friends barrier and go into coach mode. So it was great. It worked out well that way. And I knew how to do a toe loop, a salchow, a flip, a loop, and a lutz. But I never landed an axle. You know what? Give props to those skaters that are doing triple axles. A guy named Ilya Malinin, who skates for the United States, he landed last year the first quadruple axle, and it looks superhuman. Like, it's not even possible to do what he does, but he does it. It's amazing. But that takeoff, you're going forward, and you're basically launching yourself in the air. And oh my gosh, it scared me so much. That's why a lot of it's a mental game. A lot of sport is a mental game. I needed to get over my fear, but unfortunately chronic fatigue came along. My mouth is dry. Let me have a sippy of water. So chronic fatigue came into my life, and I had to stop skating. Absolutely broke my heart. That was, I kind of made a mental list of like some of the loves of my life. The number one love of my life is God. And actually the number two thing of love in my life is figure skating. It got me through some really tough times in life. And right now I wish I could do it. Swimming kind of is a substitute for it. And you know, having the freedom in the water, it's kind of similar to the freedom that you have on the ice. It's good. It's good. Maybe that's why I love swimming so much. It's it's activities both having to do with water. One is liquid water and the other one is frozen water. So maybe that's my attraction. But anyway, yes, everybody's got their story. And I just wanted to share that tidbit with you. So, well, you guys, a kiss goodbye. And I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to go try to immerse myself all the way in the water. Well, not my head, but just up to my neck. We'll see if I can do it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know tomorrow. Bye, guys.